After testing a handful of different habit trackers over the years, I've always kind of fallen back to using Google spreadsheets to track my habits. As someone that has zero coding experience, I've always wanted to build my own habit tracking app, pulling in the exact principles and frameworks that I follow every single day. Prior to 2026, this wasn't really possible. But here today, I'm going to share with you how I built a fully functional habit tracking app with Claude Code in less than 24 hours with zero coding experience. Here's a quick glimpse of what I was able to bring to life without writing any code. And you can see here, this has a fully custom dashboard to report on how I'm doing for the week with my habits, a tab to track my habits itself, a tab for wins, and more that we're going to get into here today. So back in 2018, when the book Atomic Habits by James Clear came out, I read that book for the first time. And since that year, I've read that book every year since. And there's a reason that is. It's because, to me, that book has been one of the most impactful books on my journey and in my life thus far because of what it instilled in me in terms of the importance of habits, tracking your habits, and shifting your mindset to the focus of becoming 1% better every day. It really solidified the power of showing up consistently on a few small key things each and every day and how that compounds over time. That idea led to rewiring my brain to that outlook of looking towards every key area of my life, whether it be business, my personal life, my health, looking at those and how I can show up to become 1% better in those areas every single day. So naturally, I started to track my habits. And at first, that started with using different habit tracker apps on the App Store, which later led to me developing my own Google spreadsheet that pulls in the exact habits and the key areas that I'm looking to track. What I liked about this was it was customized, it was personal to me, and I wasn't just using a standard template that I was getting from an app in an app store. And I won't lie, this system worked and worked well utilizing a Google Sheet. The annoyance was I had to reset it every single month. I had to set up the days for that next month ahead. I had to adjust the formulas, and it was a little bit time consuming while being less visual friendly in terms of having a dashboard to report on the habits that I was tracking. So as I've been playing around with Claude and Cowork, as I shared in my last video on how I use Cowork to reverse engineer a year of Hormozi's top performing content. So I sat down one morning this week and wrote down a very specific prompt breaking down all the habits I'm looking to track and sharing an example of the previous habit tracker that I've used for years in Google spreadsheet form. Pasted that prompt in Claude Code, hit enter, and what it came back with not long after was crazy. So first, let's quickly go through what this prompt looked like to get the ball rolling in creating this habit tracker app. First and foremost, at the top here, you can see I specified in this prompt that you are a senior full stack developer and high-end UX UI designer. Your task is to build a clean, modern habit tracking web application called the 1% Better Tracker. This is for my personal use. From here, I outlined what colors I'd like it to include: dark mode, matte black, gold accents, blue colors, clean UI, and more importantly, the structure of the app itself. So a few key things that I wanted this to include was number one, a dashboard to report on the habits that I'm tracking every day and a clear view to show me my progress for that day, my progress for the week, and my progress for the month, and how much percent better I've improved. Number two, the tracking tab. This is where all the habits live and where I go in each day to update and show which habit I've completed for that day or which I haven't. Three, the wins tab. The goal of this was to have a tab in the app where I come to at the end of every day to share my 3 wins for today and the 3 wins that I project to have tomorrow. And what will happen is those 3 wins that I put in for tomorrow are going to show up on my dashboard. So when I check it in the morning, I already see my 3 focuses for that day that I planned the night before. From here, this also spelled out things like what I want included on the tracking page, what habits I'd like to track. So I like to break my habits in 2 key categories: non-negotiables, the things that I must show up and do every single day, my most important habits, and other key category as growth and development. These are things typically related to the business or development overall that I put into that second category. Also put in a specific scoring method in this habit tracker where it's based on if I complete 80% of my non-negotiables every single day, it's going to show that I'm improving 1% better for that day. So here is the latest V3 version of my new habit tracking app built by Claude Code. As we walk through this here, you can use this as inspiration to maybe build your own habit tracker using Claude Code, or use this as a way to maybe start tracking some habits in your life that you aren't tracking or putting focus to now. This is a way for me to kind of share how I look at my personal habits, what I think is important for me to track personally, which will be different for you. But let's break down what this app all entails. So at the top here, we have today's date that auto updates every day with a quote feed that changes and brings in a new inspirational quote every morning. Below that, this is a snapshot for me to see where I'm at on a daily, weekly, and monthly basis with my habits. And beneath that is to show the streak, how many days in a row have I tracked my habits, and how much percent better have I increased since utilizing this habit tracker as well. So this to me is really cool alone. I've only used this for less than a week now, but as I use this for a year, to be able to see the improvement that I've made and how I've shown up in my habits, super powerful. And also gamified to where it motivates me to want to come back and fill this in and utilize this habit tracker, especially knowing that I designed the tracker itself. It makes me much more prone to even want to use it and be consistent with it. So beneath those reporting tabs, I also have today's focus. This is a really nice addition that I made recently where I added a tab to my tracker where you can see here wins tab. A habit that I think is super, super important is taking time every single day at the end of your day to look at what positives came from that day. How did you move forward? How did you progress? What were your 3 wins for today? In addition to that, I also write down what are my 3 wins that I'd like to create tomorrow. Looking ahead to tomorrow, what are those 3 things that if I finished tomorrow's day, I would have won the day? And what's cool is when I fill this in every single day, when I wake up tomorrow the next day, I see what I put in for my 3 wins for tomorrow show up on today and today's focus. So you can see here for today, my 3 wins that I noted last night were number 1, record a YouTube video that I'm doing here now. Number 2, delegate 1 task. Number 3, plan the week ahead. If I completed those 3 things today, I will have won the day. I love this feature alone, and I've not been able to find any sort of habit tracker out there that offers this. Below this is to show a snapshot of what I've completed for my habits, both within the non-negotiables category and the growth and development category. And then within these habits, I have specific goals set for how much I'd like to accomplish or complete this habit every single week. So for example, like meditation, I have a goal to do that at least 6 out of 7 times for the week. For task delegation, I have a goal to do that at least 3 times a week. For today's wins, that's every day. So every habit has a different frequency in terms of ideally how much am I looking to do that week, but my non-negotiables are typically those habits that I'm looking to do every single day. Now that we've gone through the dashboard here, we can then move into the tracking tab. So this is where every week and every day I come in here and update my habits and what I've completed. So you can see here on Friday, once I finish up my day today, as I write down my wins for the day, I'm going to come in here and check today's wins. As I write down my wins for tomorrow in the wins tab, I would mark this off. Reading a Bible passage, completing my daily movement, working down the line, and then it auto-updating to show me the percentage that I've completed for that day. So far today, I'm at 67% complete for the day that I record this video. Yesterday, I hit 100% of my habits. And then again, we can always go to the dashboard for a quick snapshot of where I'm at for the week and where I'm at for the month as a whole. Tab 3, moving over to the wins tab. This is what I already shared here. This updates daily for me to simply come in here and fill in recorded YouTube video, so on and so forth, and then projecting my wins for tomorrow. Once adding in this feature, I even asked Claude, can you also add a share button on this page? And this is a way for me to utilize this for accountability purposes. So when I share my 3 wins for today and 3 wins for tomorrow, I can then share it with my wife or accountability partner to document what I committed to for tomorrow and what I won or completed for that day. And the latest feature that I'm working on adding in is the coach tab. I'm training an AI performance coach for me to be able to come in at the end of the day and have conversation about how my day went. Maybe look at things that I'm not seeing personally that I'm complaining about or feeling stuck with that they can help me look at differently. It's essentially like my own AI version of a coach/therapist, and a feature that I've seen built out in habit apps before and something that I'm playing with adding into my own personal habit app here. But at the core, the dashboard, the tracking tab, and the wins tab alone are leaps and bounds ahead of what I used to use, as we see here, with my old traditional basic Google Sheets habit tracker that was tedious and more time consuming of having to update it every single month, reset the days, and not have a clear visual dashboard to report on my habits. So what I really want you to take away from this video is less about my personal habits that I'm tracking in this habit tracker as a whole, and more about the power of what is possible right now and what you're able to build and bring to life with tools like Claude Code. For years, if I wanted a custom software like this, I really had 2 options. Number 1, hire a developer, pay them thousands, and have them code an app like this for me. Or 2, spend hours of time learning code and developing my skill to the point where I could actually bring something like this to life. And for most entrepreneurs and creators, taking the time to do either of those doesn't really make sense, especially if you're just looking to build a small app like this to improve your own personal performance. But now we live in a world where we don't have to subscribe to that habit app on the App Store that we don't like the layout for, and instead we can custom build the exact habit tracking app that we know we'll love the layout for, that has the colors, the look, the features, and the functionality that we exactly want. And the potential in this beyond what I shared here today for us business owners is massive. There's so much more that you can build beyond just a personal habit tracking app. And this is just a taste of what is possible with Claude Code. At the end of the day, you just need to think clearly about what you want to bring to life and work backwards from there in creating a clear and descriptive prompt to do that thing. And yes, there were moments where I had to go back and forth with Claude to get things right and make changes and adjustments, and it wasn't perfect on the first try. But the fact that someone like me with zero coding experience was able to go from an idea to a fully functional app in less than a day, that's a fundamental shift. And I think a lot of people haven't fully realized the power behind these AI tools. It's those that take the time to test, try, and learn it in different ways that are going to be able to benefit from it years from now to save time, save energy, and to get things done 10 times faster than what the average person would. So my question to you in closing here is, if you could have AI build you one app, tool, or system, what would it be? What's one thing that you've been wanting to bring to life, or that you thought would be a cool thing to bring to life that prior to this you didn't think was even possible for you to consider? Drop it in the comments below and let me know. And for those of you here interested in a closer look at the prompt that I used to start developing this habit tracker app, I'll go ahead and link that doc in the description below for you to copy and edit as you wish. If you enjoyed this video and got value from what we went over, be sure to hit that thumbs up button before you go. And if you're interested in learning more ways to utilize AI to work smarter, not harder, in your business and in your life, be sure to hit that subscribe button so you're not missing out on any future content that we drop on the channel. Go out, try Claude Code today, and see what you can bring to life. Thanks again for watching, and I look forward to seeing you back on the next video very soon.